Hello, hello, and welcome to the next episode of the Good Vibes Collective video series. So, for those that don't know me, I'm Claire. I'm a multi-business owner and founder of the Good Vibes Collective. I've been in network marketing and community and team building for 20 years. And a few of the areas of my expertise are shown on this screen here. So, the Good Vibes Collective is part of my branding. It's a collection of different businesses, passions and values that I have, and we're going to be looking at that in a little bit more detail in this session. So in this episode, we are going to look at personal branding. So you might be thinking that I don't have a business, it doesn't apply to me. It's definitely more business and work life focused than some of the other sessions that I've done, but it can apply to everybody. Your brand is how others perceive you. It's shaped by what you say and how you act. So whether you're building a business, whether you're in a 9-to-5 job, whether you are juggling different side hustles, or you're just trying to be the best version of you, the episode can be for you. And you already have a personal brand. You might not realise it, but you do. Your friends have personal brands. Your family have personal brands. Think about the friend that always brings calm to every situation, or a cousin that's known for her positivity, or somebody that you work with that's always got the best advice. That is all personal branding, even if it's not intentional personal branding. It's all to do with your reputation, your values, your energy, and how people remember you after a conversation or after seeing something that you've posted on social media. And it's how somebody, if somebody describes how it feels to be around you, and you've got to think about what would you think that they would say and what would you hope that they would say. That is your personal brand that you're building. So there are some branding misconceptions, and this is what branding is not about. So if you look at these logos, you will probably pretty much name all of them and all of the companies that they relate to. But a brand isn't just a logo. It's not a particular font or a colour palette that particular brand uses. It is part of it, but there's a lot more to each and every one of these companies than that little picture that makes them instantly recognisable. So Coca-Cola, for example, they do a lot of storytelling in their adverts. So it's all about happiness, joy and smiley people, about togetherness and lots of sort of shared moments. They've also got an authenticity to them as well because of their heritage and their consistency. And obviously the cultural symbols of the Coca-Cola truck and Santa at Christmas, everybody recognises that as Coca-Cola. Apple are about innovation. They're always looking at what's next technology-wise. It's always quality materials and performance, and the aesthetics, packaging right through to the product, always feels high-end. And Apple is a very experience-led brand as well. So Apple stores aren't just a shop that you go into. They are an immersive experience. They're the Genius bars. And then the Olympics, that logo's on there as well. So that's excellence and reaching your full potential. It's all about inclusion as well, and inspiration and legacy building. So every Olympic Games that's held leaves a mark, not just through the medals, but through progress, through awareness, and through cultural impact as well. So that's a little bit about the fact that branding is not to do with logos. Personal branding is also not about being Instagram famous or having thousands of online followers. It's not about being a celebrity. It's not just for business builders and entrepreneurs, and it's not something that can happen overnight either. It does take time and consistency, and it's a long-term commitment, but it is absolutely worth it. It's also important to remember that it's not just about online presence as well. It's how you show up in real life. So I know I've said it's not about celebrity, but I am going to use some famous people as examples here. So the first one is Richard Branson. We think of him as an entrepreneur, a risk taker, adventurous, fun and playful. And the Virgin brand, he is the face of the Virgin brand. He's adventurous, Virgin Galactic even, going off into space. The hot air balloon flights, he's a risk taker. What we can learn from that is be the living example of your brand and what it stands for. He absolutely embodies Virgin's values. And don't be afraid to challenge the norm and be human and let your personality drive connection. He does that really well. The next one is David Attenborough. So David Attenborough is the environmental educationalist. He's got a passion for wildlife, decades of documentaries and consistent storytelling, which is all backed by research. He's got such a calm and factual voice and deep knowledge that's behind it as well. His voice is instantly recognisable and he's globally trusted. So what we can learn from him and his branding is that you don't need to be loud and flashy to be powerful. Just stay aligned with your message and let your passion guide your content and your brand. And the last one I'm going to mention here is Sophie Hinchcliffe, or Mrs. Hinch. So she's a relatable, positive, authentic, community-focused person. She started by sharing what she loved, which was cleaning routines and tips, and it was fun and light-hearted in the way that she did. She gave things nicknames. Dave the Duster, I think, was one of those. And she built a community of Hinchers and didn't make it just about her. She was also known for reposting followers' content too. She's opened up about her mental health struggles, which gives her a realness and deepened trust, and it creates that connection. So from her, we can learn that niches can build that connection. So the specific cleaning hacks that she used to give, and being vulnerable can build trust as well. And the consistency created an identity for her. I'm sure you all know what colours she likes to decorate her house. It's a very grey aesthetic. They have all got brands. So what personal branding is your reputation, your energy, and your vibe. So what people say about you when you're not in the room, it's how people describe you to somebody else, and it's what they expect from you before you even speak. So how do you form your personal brand? So it's your values and your passions. So think about, what are your non-negotiables? What excites you? What things do you not tolerate? It could be that somebody's known for kindness or honesty, resilience or creativity. Then you've got your voice. So it's how you sound. So that's in writing, in speaking, in your general energy and your vibe. Are you warm and chatty, straight talking and punchy? Are you softly spoken, or are you funny and full of sass? Your voice is more than what you say, it's how you say it. So think of Mrs. Hinch and you think that she's friendly and relatable, and she's got relatable storytelling. And David Attenborough, he's calm, authoritative. Both are totally unforgettable, but they're very different. The next part is your story, your personal experience, your struggles, your growth, your turning points. These things all shape your brand. If you've overcome something, share it. If you're learning something, share it. If you're on a mission, share it. It doesn't have to be dramatic, it just has to be real, because real is relatable, and that's what builds trust. Then you've got your style. So this is your visual identity. So logos and fonts and colour palettes do come into this in business. It's the colour palettes that you use in your content. It's the colour palettes that you use in your pictures. It's the tone of your content. It could be your clothing or your physical appearance. It could be the type of posts that you make. This all creates a feel of your brand. Then you've got your actions. It's how you show up. It doesn't matter what you say your brand is. It's what you do that people will remember. So do you follow through with things? Do you support other people? Do you keep showing up even when it's hard? Your habits, your choices, your attitude and your behaviour, especially when nobody's watching or you think nobody's watching, define your brand more than anything else. It's also important to consider the power of perception. So we understand what personal branding is, but I want to talk about something that's overlooked, but it's absolutely crucial, and it's perception. So personal brand isn't just what you say about yourself, it's what other people experience when they interact with you, or when they see you online or in real life. So in short, your brand lives in other people's heads. It's that gut feeling that somebody gets when they hear your name, see your profile on social media, or think about what you're known for. You might think that you're coming across as confident, but others might see you as a bit too intense. You might think that your page is inspiring, but others might be confused by mixed messages on there. Or you might think that you don't have a personal brand at all, but people are forming opinions based on what you share or don't share and how you act. This is why brand perception really matters, because it's already happening whether you realise it or not. So an idea to find a little bit about your personal brand that you've already got is to message 2 or 3 people, friends, customers, co-workers, and ask them if they had to describe you in 3 words, what would they be? And then reflect on those 3 words. Do they match with how you see yourself? You can't fully control what people think about you, but you can influence it by how you consistently show up, what you say, and what you share. And that's what building a personal brand is all about. So why personal branding matters? It builds trust and credibility. People are more likely to support, follow, recommend, or collaborate with somebody that they feel that they know. And it builds a sense of familiarity and reliability over time. In sales and business, people buy from people, and you're establishing yourself as a relatable figure in your market by having a personal brand. It helps you to stand out and be memorable in a busy world, not by being louder, but by being clearer. You want to be the person that people think of in certain situations. So work related, it could be she's the Avon lady, or I know a dog sitter, or it could simply be having the power to choose the impression that you leave behind on people, whether it's kindness, creativity, a sense of humour. A personal brand can also give you direction too. When you've got intentional with your brand, it helps to guide you in what to say yes to, what to share, and what aligns with the values that you've got. It's like a bit of a personal compass helping you to stay focused and avoid pulling you in too many directions. It also helps to attract the right people. You want to draw like-minded people. Sales and team building, this makes it all of our lives easier. It makes working together easier. It makes sales conversations with customers easier because you are drawing in like-minded people. And in personal circumstances, your vibe attracts your tribe, and I will always stand by that. This is in relation to your friendship groups, your connections, and your community. Having a personal brand also creates opportunities too. So it can help to build partnerships, to build connections, collaborations. It can help with promotions. Opportunities come faster when people remember you, understand your strengths, and know what you stand for. So if you're in a 9 to 5, your brand could help you stand out and be seen and build credibility. It could be why people recommend you for a promotion or a particular project. If you're a creator or a community builder, people follow people. Sharing who you are and what you care about will help you find your people. And if you're starting something new, your personal brand will give people a reason to believe in you, even before they know what it is you're offering. And if you don't shape your brand, somebody else will. When you're intentional, your brand becomes your reputation, your influence, and your impact. So my personal brand, I've asked a few people, and I've also noted down some key thoughts of my own that I want to be known for. So in terms of values, positivity and empowerment. So good vibes is always in everything that I do. The good vibes message is built on uplifting others, on celebrating wins, on encouraging self-belief and confidence. Authenticity too. I always show up as me. I don't overthink pictures that I take. I'm not a filtered version of myself. I am me, and I talk honestly about my businesses, about health and lifestyle journeys, about community and connections. And it's about bringing people together and cheering them on for me. My voice, I feel and I hope that I am relatable and not too intimidating. I use everyday language and I don't overcomplicate things, even when I go into the science side of things in some of these sessions and episodes. I try to use uncomplicated language. I'm inclusive, and I feel like I speak to people, not at them. And I'm not afraid to be vulnerable and show the ups and downs of life. Life is life. My story. So as you may know, if you know any of my story, I've overcome business struggles, I've navigated health and wellness journeys, personal development and mindset shifts. And that has enabled me to build a multi-passionate life. So I've got the dog boarding, I've got Avon, I've got health and wellness, I've got the content creation. And all of that time, I'm keeping it real and true to myself too. Style-wise, you've got my logo, as you can see there. And it's a consistent colour palette that I tend to choose. I use a lot of real photos and behind the scenes content, and a mix of educational and fun, chatty stories. And I'm quite encouraging and not pushy. I can't forget to mention the lipstick, because I have always got my bright lipstick on. And the actions, I show up daily. I show up daily on my social media. I show up daily with my team. I teach through doing and don't just give advice. I actually do it too. Supporting others visibly, creating value through Zooms such as this, social media posts, tips and videos, and always staying real, even when things aren't perfect. And that consistency is really powerful. And the message that I like to convey is, if I can do it, so can you, and I'll show you how to. There are 3 pillars of a strong personal brand. The first one is clarity. Know who you are. The strongest brands are clear in their messages, in their values and their purpose. Without clarity, a personal brand can feel messy or forgettable. People won't know what you're about. And more importantly, you might actually know what your personal brand is about either. Ask yourself, what do I want to be known for? What do I believe in? What value do I offer to others? And when you're clear on that, your audience doesn't have to guess. They get it and they remember you for it. Clarity builds confidence too, and confidence builds trust. The next pillar is consistency. Once you're clear, you need to be consistent. So show up in the same way, that same tone, same energy, same message. It doesn't mean being boring or robotic. It means being recognisably you, wherever people find you, whether that's online or offline. Think about your favourite personal brands, whether it's Mrs. Hinch or Richard Branson or David Attenborough. They're consistent. You know what to expect from them. And that builds trust and loyalty. Consistency makes you dependable, and people know what they're getting when they come to you. Even the most powerful brands can unravel when actions don't match the values that they project. So a couple of examples, we've got Reese Witherspoon, who was arrested in 2013 for disorderly conduct, did not match her personal brand. Tiger Woods and the infidelity scandal definitely didn't match his personal brand. And Lance Armstrong's admittance to years of drug use. All of those things affected the brands of those celebrities. The third pillar is connection. Making people feel something. The best personal brands don't just inform, they connect. They build relationships and spark emotions and leave people feeling something, whether it's inspired, encouraged, understood, motivated, entertained. That connection is what makes people stick around. It's what turns followers into fans, customers into a community, and strangers into supporters. The strong personal brand isn't just about you, it's about the experience that you create for others. So we've covered the why and the pillars of personal branding. Let's get into the how. Theory's great, but sometimes you just want to know, how do I actually build a personal brand that's going to work in real life? Whether it's something that you're just starting out with, or whether it's something that you're refining that you've already started to build. So the first thing is to define your personal brand message and how you want people to experience you. So start with one sentence. What do I want people to think or feel when they hear my name? So it could be, she makes healthy living feel doable. It could be, oh, he's the one that helps you get visible online without selling your soul. It could be, she's all about helping busy women find freedom and flexibility in work. That one sentence will then guide you to what you say, post and share. Also ask yourself, what 3 words do I want people to think of when they think of me? Is that supportive, confident, approachable, inspiring? These words can become your personal compass. Top tip is to write those words, that sentence, those words on a sticky note, and keep it near your phone, near your laptop, near your desk, wherever it is you're going to look at it every day. The next one is to audit your online presence. So if you have got an online presence, Google yourself, check your socials, ask yourself, do my photos, my posts, my bio reflect who I really am? Are your values clear? Would someone get a consistent feel for me by scrolling through my profiles? If not, don't panic. Just start tweaking things bit by bit. Update your bio, clean up old posts if you need to, and start showing up more intentionally. Make sure your profile picture, your username, and your tone are consistent across all platforms so you're easily recognisable. Then share content that aligns with your brand. So 3 to 5 content pillars are the things that you want to be known for. It helps people associate you with specific topics and gives you structure. So a personal example for me, my pillars are wellness, positivity, community building, and side hustles. So my content includes the healthy habits that I'm working on for healthy vibes. You've got behind the scenes Avon order packing. You've got personal reflections and mindset shifts. You've got tips for making extra income. You've got dog boarding stories. That content aligns with my pillars that I'm aiming for. Tell your story little by little. People connect with people, not the logos and not the perfectly set out feed. Share your story in pieces, challenges that you've overcome, light bulb moments, quotes that have shaped you, lessons that you're learning right now. Your story makes you and your brand real. Use your voice authentically. So let your voice sound like you. Let your personality shine through. If you're chatty in real life, then be chatty online. If you're more thoughtful, then write more meaningful captions. Your personal brand isn't about sounding like somebody else or everyone else. It's about sounding like you. And a great tip is to write captions and posts like you're voice noting a friend, because it feels more natural and more engaging. Show up consistently and not perfectly. You don't need to be on every social media platform every day. But you do need to show up regularly where your people are. Even if you're busy, tired, or things just aren't perfect, show up real. That's what builds trust and connection over time. It's important to be your brand in real life too. So it doesn't end online. Some people watching this might not have an online presence at all, but it's about how you treat people, how you speak in conversations. It's about how you react to challenges, how you show up in business, community, or family. It's about being consistent and aligned offline. It's just as powerful, and maybe even more so. So let your actions reflect your values. People might forget what you say, but they won't forget how you make them feel. If kindness is a value of yours, then hold the door for somebody, offer help, smile a little bit more. If reliability is important to you, then always do what you've said you're going to do. If positivity matters, then focus conversations on solutions instead of problems. And if you've got to remember that you don't tell people what your brand is. You don't declare your brand, you demonstrate it. At the end of the day, ask yourself, did my actions today match the values that I want to be known for? Be consistent with your energy. Your vibe is part of your brand, so think about how you show up in different spaces. Do you bring calm or do you bring chaos? Do people feel uplifted after speaking to you or drained? Does your tone reflect the person that you want to be remembered as? Consistency in your energy builds trust. People know what to expect when they're with you. Build connection through listening. Strong personal brands aren't built by talking the loudest. They're built by making others feel valued. Be genuinely curious and remember little details about people and ask them about them later. Show people that they're seen and heard, and it creates trust. And trust is the foundation of any personal brand, business or not. And try using people's names in conversation too. It shows attentiveness and it makes interactions that little bit more personal. And keep growing and evolving. Your personal brand isn't set in stone. It grows as you do. Learn and try new things and share your insights. Don't be afraid to shift how you show up as your values, your goals, and your circumstances change. When people see you evolving, it inspires them to grow too. So we've got some key takeaways from this session. You already have a personal brand. You just might not know it. It's what people say, feel, or remember about you when you're not in the room. Personal branding isn't just for influencers or business owners. It applies to everyone, whether you're building a business, growing a side hustle, or simply shaping how you show up to the world. Your brand is built from your values, your voice, your story, style, and actions. Be intentional about what each of these communicates. If you don't curate your brand, somebody else will. Your brand becomes your reputation, your influence, and your impact, and your legacy. So make sure you pay attention to the perception of your brand too. When your personal brand is strong, you build trust, you stand out, and you create opportunities. And opportunities come to you in business, community, and in everyday life. Clarity, consistency, and connection are the 3 pillars of a strong personal brand. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. Just show up real, relatable, and regularly. And social media is a tool. It's not the brand itself. The real power is in how you make people feel. So be aware of your offline presence, not just online. And keep growing and evolving. Your brand should evolve as you do. It's not a one-time thing. It's a reflection of growth. And our quote for today, your personal brand is what people say about when you're not in the room. Build a brand that reflects who you truly are and leave a lasting impression. It's not your logo, it's not your job title, it's not how many followers you've got, it's the feeling that you leave behind, it's the energy that you bring into spaces, it's the way people describe you to somebody else. If you want to leave a lasting impression in your business, in your career, in your friendships, in your community, build a brand that reflects who you truly are. Let your values speak louder than your visuals. Let your story inspire connection, and let actions say the things that words couldn't. When you're intentional about how you show up, you don't just build a brand, you build trust, you build community, and you build legacy. So next week we will be building on this session with an episode about effective communication, because once you know who you are and how you want to show up, the next step is learning how to express that clearly and confidently in your words, your tone, and your conversations. So make sure you join me again next week, same time, same place here on Zoom, or you can catch up on YouTube as always. Any questions at all, we have my email address, my Facebook profile and page, and obviously the website too. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, drop me a like and comment on there. And if you haven't already, then head over to the website and grab your free ebook, Mastering Your Mindset and Unlocking Your Confidence. And all that's left to say is thank you so much for joining me today. I hope it's been useful. And any questions at all, please feel free to get in touch. Bye-bye.